that sage?
Yeah, that's sage. Is to cleanse and purify the aura of the reading. And this is the mystic evil eye and this is a totem to ward off the evil eye.
And that one's kind of a Christian symbol.
Yeah, way back. Christianity comes from way back, before Christ, actually.
And is this a reading to help give a reading for who? My YouTube, how about my YouTube followers, or you want to do Libra, or what is...
Yeah, Libra, YouTube followers, folks who come to John Birmingham.
Okay, so we'll just, instead of saying we'll just say it's the people who subscribe to my YouTube page and watch my videos.
Yeah.
And this is John Birmingham. Hi. I'll just get into this one time when we get out of here. It's all Albert DiMartino. That smells good.
Yeah, it's sage.
Wait.
Sage. So...
You don't want me to say your name in it?
No, you can say my name. I don't care.
Okay, but you're Owl.
I'm Owl. Yeah. Owl.
Okay, and this is your business card.
Yeah.
Right here.
One of them.
Owl.
Yep.
And he does
everything.
Readings. He helps you overcome stress. He's helped me to overcome all sorts of stress.
But it's really you who overcomes everything. I just give a little insight on things. And, we all have our limitations. And this is a very nice... So, divination, it is the divine intervention or notion. And basically, divination is any pattern that is seen. And all of these tools, they today seem esoteric or occult. What is esoteric? What is occult? Occult is a essence of hidden knowledge. And knowledge is power. And it is you who makes up your mind whether you're going to be good or bad. It's just like that Daffy Duck video where the devil's on one shoulder and the angel's on the other. It's you who chooses what to do, not some tool or such. None of this is a religion. At best, these are like a telescope. Plato said a wise man is guided by the stars, but it is a fool who is led by them. And all of these things, all of my teachers basically always have said that you can't divine the future because only God knows the future. You can have divination on tarot cards and astrology and the runes. See these runes? These are 25 Celtic symbols, Og and Grog, eating chicken, throwing the bones on the ground. After thousands of years, these same symbols keep coming up. So they put that means this, that means this. So, and in your palm, you have lines. Well, human beings are like Mr. Potato Head. There are patterns. That's all they are. They have nothing about devil worship or any kind of religion, because the bottom line is your connection with God. And that is in here, not in some book. This book can only give you guidance. And that's what the Bible is really great for. That's why you should read it all the time, because it is great for guidance. Anyone who wants to interpret it and say, this is what it really means, meaning I don't have the hubris to say I know what God means. I don't.
It's like knowing what's right and wrong
for you,
good and bad for yourself, with a moral compass.
Right, for yourself. Not for anybody else. You don't judge anybody. Really.
It's nothing bad.
There are things that are bad, and there are
conscience.
Things. Well, it's your conscience, right? And all this does is give a little guidance. And so I earlier did. So what I kind of do.
So are you going to tell them what is specifically this reading going to be? Is this going to tell them the year ahead for 2017?
No, because I just said only God knows the future.
Oh, okay.
But what I can do is we're looking at Libras right now. And Libras are all about balance. And I can give you insight.
For which month?
No, for yourself. Not so much the day or the month, because to do that, I'd have to do a chart.
What about all my YouTube followers? Is that a different thing?
No, I'm giving them the 411 on what a Libra is and how a Libra should try to go through this year. And I can't tell you, on...
So you're going to aim this at Libras?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And this is how they should go through this year.
Right, to give yourself a little insight, a perspective. But it's not about, say, on July 13th, this is going to happen. Because I'd have to do a chart and all that, and that's really not my thing. I'm about looking at patterns. So I look at all these disciplines. I'm not, the whole, I have lots of friends who are really good at astrology. I have lots of friends who are really good at tarot cards. I have lots of friends who are really good at all these other divination tools. I'm pretty good at palmistry. If you show me your palm, I can give you a good reading. I have to look at your palm, but I can give you right now here on the YouTube what this line means and what this mound means, and the basic, not real, not the exact point, but for you, the viewer, 5 or 6 things to look at in someone's palm, and it can give you a heads up. Not to say that it's like set in stone, this is what it is, but it can give you, I'm looking like right here. See these two fingers? These two fingers? It depends on see how this one is a little lower than this one? It means I have a little bit of temper. The more even these two are, the more even your temper is. So if this sucker was like, without your finger getting cut off, was like way down here, well, you should watch out for that person. That person could be really volatile and really strange. Me, I have a temper. Now, I've, over the years, understood it, and instead of letting that temper rule me, I use that temper as a little bit of fire in my chamber to get me to do things. Meaning that anger or not being satisfied motivates me to make changes for the good. So anger can be a good thing if you don't use it in a destructive way, right? If you motivate yourself, well, I'm going to do better. I'm going to work harder. I'm going to actually do the things I want to do in my life instead of being told to do things. I'm stopping being pushed around by other people. I'm going to take responsibility for myself, and I'm going to move forward. So what is usually the biggest thing in our way? And it's limitations. The role of the rune, number 7, and the Celtic word is Nauthiz, Nauthiz.
Nauthiz,
Nazi. And
Nazi?
it is the rune of limitations. Now you go, oh man, that's terrible. But no, limitations can be a good thing. Everything can be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how you take it and motivate yourself. So what it says here, this rune is.
But you're not into Nazis, right?
No, no, it's not Nazi. It's Nazi. Nauthiz. It's not Nazi. No. So, right, exactly. It's the identity, our shadow or our dark or our repressed side, places where growth has been stunted, resulting in weakness that and often projected onto others. So limitation, we can be disappointed by this limitation. We can be frustrated by this limitation. This limitation can cause anxiety. These are all things that cause friction.
Limitation.
Right, a limitation. It stops us. Right.
Not say.
Not say. It's a
Not
limitation.
say.
Right. It's a limitation. Right. So now someone who is a Libra, to have this thing, it's like putting a weight on one side of the scale, pushing all the way down here. You can't go anywhere. You get totally frustrated. You get anxiety like you can't believe. You want to kill yourself.
If what? If what happens?
The limitation. The
The
limitation. You've got, you out there in YouTube land is a Libra. If that limitation, it's like a weight on the scale. So that you're out of balance. And when you're out of balance is when you're most uncomfortable. It's where you're most anxious. The way you can't see that you can move forward, but you can because this limitation
And that's when people kill themselves and stuff when it gets really bad.
really bad. But you see the way all
But
of these
it'll get better again.
yes.
Once it gets in balance again. It's
You
just
got it.
really messed up and they can't fathom how
Right.
it would ever get better. Cause it
But
keeps
then
doing
all
it.
of a sudden something
sudden
goes on the
something-
other side of the scale and balances it off and you go, well, I feel much better. Boy, why didn't I, so
Yeah. That's what happened to me today.
right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is
I was imbalanced a little bit and not going to kill myself, but pretty bad.
but you were feeling anxiety and pressure, and it was frustrating you, and then the
Something good happened.
happened to balance off the scale, and that's you Libras. When you're not in balance, you get really upset. So here, honor yourself for your commitment to healing this imbalance. For it is the journey of the self-acceptance, self-love, self-care, and the noble journey of righting that imbalance. So you've got this limitation on your scale. You're on one side. Now, if you can balance it off, it enables you to understand your journey. It's like you're getting up to the top of that mountain, and you just keep, and you get up there and you think that's the top, but no, that's just a plateau.
Yeah.
You still got to go up higher, and then you get all the way. I'm almost up there. No, it's another plateau, and that's almost life. And if you're expecting a specific outcome, you're always kind of going to, meaning if I get that car, I'll be happy for the rest of my life. Get the car, it breaks down, you get very upset. Oh, if I get that job, I'll be really, well, you get that job, and the amount of money you get, it's more than what you used to get, but it's not enough. You want, it's not so much the expectation of a final outcome. It is the balance of your life, and that's what you have to work on, is the balance of that journey. So music, right? That is a frequency. Our life is motivated by the motion.
Is Jim Morrison going to come out when you do that?
He's going to come out of the back there.
Morrison's
Jim's
gonna
coming
come
out. Yep. And so, yes, Jimmy's coming out. Jimmy's coming out.
No, not me. Not
Yeah,
me.
right. But Jim, Jim is here. So these guys, see these guys?
I was joking.
This is the Aboriginal
but
people,
he
right?
was all right, but not me. No.
These guys over here, they're all in their 90s. This one girl over here, she was in her 30s. Here's me, the Aboriginal anthropologist, and here's my little dingo, trying to bring me into a higher consciousness. The dingo is this tribe's spiritual mentor. See this little baby here? See what's around his head? Halo. This girl, all these guys here were in their 90s. Me, I was married, my wife took this picture. She had a baby without fertilization of a male. I was there 3 months before she got pregnant. She got pregnant. She had the baby in 7 months. See this kid? He looks like he's a year old. He's only 14 weeks old, and he's got a halo. So these are things that are always right in front of us. These miracles, Jesus was right there. There's Jesus right there. We don't have to wait for him to show up. Jesus is always here. All God's love is always here. And all of these tools, these esoteric occult tools, are just they're like a hammer. They're nothing satanic. Now they can be if you use them in a satanic way, but it's like anything else. You can use.
When you say satanic, do you mean they believe in good and evil? So do you mean in a negative way? The bad?
The satanic. Again, it's just another religion, but Satan was a fallen angel, and So to really parse this out, it would take way longer than whatever our 10 little or 15-minute little YouTube's going to be. It's a deeper subject. Meaning, if you really, the internet is an amazing, amazing tool. There's everything you'd ever want to know. You have your little Google. It's amazing. But more than half of it is almost not real. But the other half is. And the deeper you dig into things, like into the Sumerian tablets, into things, the fact that there were civilizations, millions, human civilizations with high technology that were here. Like what's going on, you should start to Google what's going on in the Antarctic, Why is every world leader, the Pope, every religious leader going to the Antarctic? What's going on in the Antarctic? Go check that out. Go Google breakaway civilizations, and when you start, I'm a scholar. I've been spending 50 years looking at this stuff.
Do you think there's like really highly attuned? I used to think this. I used to wonder this one time. Do you think there are really highly attuned
other
beings
people
that live among us?
You got it.
That we don't even see because they're so fast.
You got it. And other dimensions. Yep. And now I can't swear to that. But my studies of ancient things leads me to postulate that this could be true. And it's up to you, the observer, to make these opinions yourself, because you should never, believe in something someone else tells you. And that's why, we're going to be doing more and more readings. I got to get some cards and a few other tools. But this is our first one about Libra. And again, I'm not...
do some reading about Libra? Is
Right.
this a card that you use?
Yeah,
Cards?
it's a different kind of card, though. It's not,
Okay.
not so much
What are you
about...
going to use for Libras?
Well, we're going to look at the cards that you get tomorrow.
Oh.
We're gonna play
For
with
the
those.
Libra?
I'm sure they're more
Okay.
leaning towards that.
But this is just an introduction.
Yeah, this is an introduction. We're going to do a lot more stuff, and it's not just hey, I'm going to do your tarot cards, because I'm really not a tarot card reader. I know about them. I use them as a tool, and I use them in a shamanic way, just like these guys live their life. When I went to see these guys in Australia, my boss, who was the quote-unquote expert on these guys, said, they're children, they're naive, they don't know nothing, they can't read, don't have a written language. They won't let you take their picture because they think you're going to steal their soul. No, none of that was true. That guy all had suppositions, opinions he had that somebody else told him that he believed. But that wasn't what they actually did.
How did you communicate with them?
I listened. Meaning,
did they speak a different language?
No, well, it's called a patois. Meaning they were speaking English, but your average white guy couldn't understand them. It's just like when I lived in Jamaica. The Rastas, they were speaking English. The average white guy couldn't understand them. What are you saying? What, you slow down. You respect the other person. You listen. You don't talk. You listen. And if you listen long enough, you start to understand them. And they were waiting for me. They knew I was coming before I even was going. And that's pretty much God's plan for us. Meaning, if we think we know better, not so much. And God ain't some big guy up in the sky in a chair. No. God is something that we have no idea. God is just a word. What the real term for the higher being that runs everything, we don't know. So we shouldn't judge, and we shouldn't say this is the way it is, because we don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying that's how it is, but I can, over our YouTubes, give advice, insight, perspective, so you, the viewer, can make up your own mind. So I'm saying goodnight.
Okay.
And this is our first one.
And do you want to say anything more about your credentials for all this sort of
Oh,
thing?
I got more degrees than a thermometer, meaning, and they're almost useless. It's like when you buy a piece of electronic, I had a phone that I bought 3 years ago, and it got to the point where, the operating system at the thing couldn't go on my phone anymore. And that's credentials. Because everyone's so much in a box. credentials are useless except for those people who need them. If you don't need them, you know, you don't have them. I mean,
and for certain jobs, they come in handy, like teaching.
yeah, but
teach.
even that, I mean, I did all those things, and I had degrees. Like I said, I got more than a thermometer, but it was more my experience.
Did you go to college and university for like 40 years?
Yeah, 20.
20 years?
20.
Okay.
20 years.
20 years, okay.
Yeah, and I got paid to go to school. You know, that's, you know, I didn't have to pay for it. They paid me to go to school because I was doing research. Anyway, the long story is, it's your experience, whether you've read
And
true information and had good teachers. You know, I've had some amazing teachers. You know, I'm a great photographer because I studied with Seth Model and Cartier-Bresson in this new school, and had friends who were all part of Magna, which is a photo collective. And I was a newspaper photographer, and I was the kid, and the people above me had the patience to teach me, you know. And pretty much everything I did was, I had an amazing, Lester Polikoff was my teacher. I was his best boy. He was like the inventor of modern scenic design and lighting. He was working
Okay.
for, you
Wow,
wanted
that's
to know
amazing.
my
Wow,
credentials.
You're doing it.
I'm
yeah.
doing it right here, you know. So Lester worked for Joe Melzino, who invented modern theater, meaning he invented the Lico, he invented the Fresnel, right? As an electrician, electrical engineer, I worked for, Mike Stoll Sr., who had the first master electrician's license in America. He worked for Edison and Tesla, Morey. He worked on every, the New York subways, the power system.
Yeah.
So these are all people who
Yeah, definitely.
had credentials because they did it before anybody else, and I was their student. So when they would take me to a job or to some school, or
and you
they'd
learn
say,
out in the Aboriginal.
yes, I learned from these guys.
Australia.
And they don't give you a certificate, right? I've lived with about 20 indigenous peoples around the world. I lived with 4 different tribal folk who I was the first white person they ever saw. They knew about them, but I was the first one they saw. So these are things that you don't go to some seminar and pay $500 for the weekend and get a piece of paper, you know? This isn't, going off to your community college and getting a associate's degree. This is 40, 50 years of a path. And our YouTubes are going to be illuminating this path. So if you want to watch, we're going to be right here at John Birmingham YouTube station.
Yeah, if it really takes off, you'll start your own YouTube page. or
Well,
something.
John is always going to be part of it.
Oh, okay, great.
He's my partner
Oh, yeah.
in this YouTube world. Because, John is an amazing filmmaker. He's like, I worked in the film industry, I worked in theater. John has an aesthetic sense that truly is, gifted. And his editing is superb. His music is unbelievable. You know?
Thanks.
He just needs to do
Wow,
more
that's
of it.
Really been nice. That's nice.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm saying until next time, we're going to do another one tomorrow. And we'll continue with the Libra motif for a couple more times. And then we'll move on to another sign. So, okay? Remember what I always say. Have a good day.
So you're going to help them with the astrology readings for
with every reading. With I'm going to help
all sorts of ways.
my
And
whole...
they'll find a video that in particular pertains to them and
Right.
you can help them with.
My little raison d'etre here, the reason for doing this, is to give you tools to navigate your life.
Okay. So what's one way you could help them all right now with their life path and how they can maybe give them some insight as to how
Thank you,
things are
John.
gonna go for them.
That's why...
For the people watching my YouTube page.
Yep,
or
yep,
just people
that's
out
why you're
there
the director,
seeing the
okay.
Video.
So John has just asked a question. So
Some good advice they can learn from
Yep,
this as
yep,
an
yep.
insight as to how to.
So here are the 25 rooms, right? And there are all kinds of throws you do with this. It's kind of like the Celtic I Ching. I use it, all of these tools, I don't really use them in any way that are, you're supposed to do it that way. I just kind of, as I do everything, my kind of.
Yeah, like give them a reading for all the people that watch my videos and
Yep.
are watching this video.
And what
Some
did you
way
say?
To help themselves.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing.
something
That's the question.
Yeah.
What do you need out there in YouTube land to help? When I read this and talk to it, this is going to help you. So that's the question. What does the audience need to? So John, I'm doing this, right?
Yeah.
I need you to say stop when you think I should stop.
Stop.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, YouTube audience, this is the thing you should be thinking about for this YouTube. And the rune is passion. Here you are asked to look within, to divine down to the foundation of life itself. Only in so doing can you hope to satisfy the deepest needs of your nature and tap into your most profound resource. So it's up to you, and you can't give because
But
those
what you want to do the most.
right. And if you don't give up, you'll win. And people who give up never win. So never give up.
Oh.
Never give in.
Great.
Keep pursuing. Keep pursuing. But you have to go deep. You have to go not on the surface. You have to drill
And what
down.
if they already got everything they could ever imagine?
And they're still not
And
satisfied?
they're happy.
Oh, and then they're happy. Well, that's fine. They've hit that place of understanding yourself. But if you don't feel happy, if you don't feel that resolution, if you don't feel that, well, you got to go deeper. You got to go deeper. You got to go deeper. Let's see what else the runes say about this. In this ancient runic tradition, this rune was associated with the Norse god Tu, whose name was invoked to bring victory in battle. And that's T-I-W, T-U. In the context of meaningful relationships, this rune embodies the passion that ignites energies and sustains deep intimacy between lovers as well as between all of us in the divine. And that means, what is the most passionate thing you can think of? Is it intimacy, sexual intimacy?
Love and intimacy.
Right. And what is that love but sacrifice? When you feel more for someone else, you are ready to sacrifice yourself. You look at Tale of Two Cities, where Carlton,
Somewhere in their personal life
right,
that they know. or
they're
somebody
going
that
right, and they love them more, or the notion more than themselves. They, why does the soldier jump on a grenade to save his buddies?
Not me.
No.
Unless there's somebody out there that's my
No,
soulmate
right.
that's
But
watching or
I'm
something,
talking
but-
about everybody.
Also, what about passion for? What about for children? How does this pertain?
Well,
to
same
them?
thing. You want to sacrifice. They're more important than you are. Your children are more important than you are.
Yeah.
So you're going to sacrifice everything. So this is the passion.
Or for a lover.
Same thing. If that person means more to you, then you will.
But totally different. Totally different if it's for a child.
Well, it's the difference is in the level of intimacy, but the level
You
of
mean intimacy can be non-sexual?
of course.
Oh, I know it's described intimacy
Plato-
as,
Plato-
sexual intimacy.
Plato's treatise on Platonic love, Plato said that the deepest and highest love is for a friend, not your girlfriend, not your wife, not your lover.
But he wasn't part gay, was he?
No, he was talking about a friend,
Oh, okay.
a person who is your bud. You've been with each other. You've gone through
Okay,
experiences.
just an actual friend, not a family member,
Right.
not a wife,
Right,
not a girlfriend,
not a lover. Right.
not
And platonic love goes, he splits it up into many different kinds of love. Loves of ideas, loves of your passion for, let's say, art or music.
Right.
This is, All these things are love because it comes from the passion.
Okay.
This word right here is passion, you know, and that's
But
what
is it passion for the things that you want to achieve in life?
Yes, it can be, but it has to be
Because
drilled.
they talk about a passionate filmmaker.
Yes,
passionate,
you got it.
Somebody's career.
Right, and those people usually, like back in the day when I was an artist in New York in the 70s and I was being an artist, I had to do my art. And all my friends who were artists, we weren't doing our art to be rich and famous. Some became rich and famous, you know, and some became rich and famous, and then they fell out of rich and fame. So it wasn't about attaining any kind of notoriety or fame. We were just doing it because we had to, because we were so passionate about what we were doing, and that's the kind of passion the Rune is talking about. You have to drill down.
So you have to. They have to follow that. You're saying that the people watching my videos should follow their passion, whatever it is that they want to achieve in life, what they desire,
and never give up.
Yeah, and hopefully it's a good thing, you know.
Well,
it's
whatever
not
the passion
bad.
is. I mean, passion leads itself, because passion, to truly have passion, you have to sacrifice. Meaning you're not doing it for yourself, you're doing it for that thing you love. That's
Yeah.
what passion is,
Okay.
right?
Okay. How
So
many
that's
minutes
it.
is it going?
How long?
Over 30 minutes.
Okay, that's long enough.
All right. Okay, so subscribe to my videos. Check out Albert DiMartino appearing in my videos here and there, starring in some of them, and also my children, Rowan and Ivan, who are actually YouTube celebrities. They have their own page with my ex-wife that's way over there. And I'm not trying to do a Hitler sign because I hate that. And I hate this, even though you were saying Nazi.
Nazi.
Or whatever. But I don't do that. I'd be like waving or something.
Right.
I wouldn't do the whole arm extended and do a Hitler. That would be awful.
Well, good night. Till next time.
But I'm not saying they're bad if they're not killing people and everything. If there's some maybe Marilyn Manson.
There are no
you know,
good
they might
Nazis.
be
I'm
okay,
sorry,
but,
there are no good Nazis.
no. They're bad. They like to kill.
Not bad. They're just not good. You know?
Non-whites.
Right. We're not. No, jeez.
But they're still human beings, and they.
Yes. Right.
Okay, so we're gonna go subscribe to my video. Oh wait, you want to give them a peaceful
A little
ending?
Yeah, we are.
A happy,
We get-
not a happy ending.
Right, no,
You
peaceful.
want to say that with all
Peaceful.
the intimacy and everything.
No, peaceful.
Okay. It's sage.
Yep,
How did
sage.
you wrap it up like that?
I bought it this way.
You did?
Yep.
Ah,
It comes that way.
you faker. No. Does some people make it? Have you made them before?
Oh, sure. But you got to be out in the middle of the desert where it's growing.
Oh no. Okay.
So I wasn't out in the middle of the desert.
No. Okay. Okay.
And actually, this was given
And
to
this
me
is
as
a way
gift.
to make people peaceful at the end of it and make their.
It cleanses your aura. It's a spiritual kind of cleansing. No bad spirit. And the same with the evil eye. This little amulet keeps the evil eye away. So between the sage and this little amulet, we're all good.
So they'll achieve whatever they want to achieve.
Right,
This is
and-
to
and-
help them.
Right, and this
If
is
they
to
believe in
cleanse
it and
them.
Stay determined.
This is right. Don't give up. This is to
It
cleanse
could be
you.
the hardest thing ever at times. It could take decades. It could be they can nearly die. You've got to stay determined.
But the real secret to it
and
is
it could be easy.
right. That's the real
And
secret.
it could be very easy and fun. And
Right, and
great
and that's
sometimes,
it's all about
but
how
it's
you
gonna be
make
difficult.
it. It's
Yeah.
how you make it. You can make it difficult, or you can make it easy. It's like miracles. There are no big or small miracles. Miracles are miracles, and when they happen, and they happen because of God's grace and your grace in loving God. And again, I don't like putting name on a God, but it's the one that's running everything. Not the demigods, not the lower guys, not the fallen angels, none of those guys. Because all of that is more or less an illusion. The only truth there is God's love. Love. Not wrath, not hate, love. So that's it. That's my last word here tonight.